All right, so as a follow-up to today's novice presentation on setting up a Google Classroom, I just want to give you the screencast to kind of go through the steps in case you forgot, or maybe this is a little easier for some of you. All right, so the first thing you're going to do is I'm going to open up a new tab. I'm already signed in with my Pequannock address, so what I'm going to do is just in my search bar, I'm just going to search Google Classroom. All right. Now, since I've been using Google Classroom for a few years now. I have different classrooms that either I've designed or that I am subscribed to, so I can kind of keep track of what other teachers are doing, kind of make sure it's all there. For you, if it's the first time signing up, your screen might look a little like this. Yours might have a little more arrows. I'm signing in using my personal Gmail account, so it's a little bit different, so I don't have access to it. But your screen may look like this. I just want to point that out to you, so if you get a little confused with my screen versus your screen, you know the difference. All right. But on either or, you're just going to click on this icon, which is then going to bring you to a screen that's similar to this. The first thing you want to do is you want to click this plus sign. Now, obviously, you can either join a class or create a class. So for you, if you want to create your own class, you're going to click Create Class. Give it a title, whatever it may be. I'm going to title this Trial for Summit. All right. For the high school, middle school teachers, you can kind of gauge it a little bit. So if this is your honors class or, period 1, whatever it may be, you can type that in. It's just really for you to keep track of everything for you. All right. For me, I'm just going to leave it as Trial for Summit. Okay. Click Create. Everything's going to do everything on its own. There's nothing you have to do. Okay. And now you've set up a classroom. Your title of your classroom is right up here, Trial for Summit. All right. And then all on the side here is everything that you can do. This is your stream. So anything that you post, as you can see, you can attach materials, you can give links, you can give documents, you can anything, and your students too can post on here. We'll move on from there a little bit. All right. When you're setting up your first classroom, you have to give students what's called the access code. To get that access code, all you do is click Students. What they're going to have to do, there's one of two ways to do it. You can just have the easier way, which is to pull up this screen for them and then just have them type in the class access code that's right here. So for example, this one is YWY6. They would type that in, and then they'd be signed into your classroom. All right. Your other option is you can invite students, which at that point then you would have to go in and select different students that you want to have in there. Okay. I find it just easier, given the class code, let the kids do the work. All right. So let's pretend that we have students now. So what I'm going to do for that is I'm just going to open one of my classrooms that I currently am using. I'm going to use my literacy. Okay. Now the only reason why I'm using mine instead of yours, because some of the features aren't available until you have students enrolled in your classroom. All right. Your screen is going to look very similar to mine, whether it be new or different, but like I said, some of the features will be a little bit just different. So the first thing you want to do is you want to decide what you want to add. All right. They kind of tell you exactly what is available to you. You can reuse a post. Some of your posts that have been, maybe you posted something back in October or whatever have you. You're going to find it, and it's going to archive it and bring it to the top. You can create a question. This could be simply used as an entrance ticket or an exit ticket. Simple question. All right. Create an assignment is the most common one that I use. By doing this allows me to upload the document. It allows students to create a copy for each student, so that way I can keep track of excuse me, of who's done their work and who hasn't. Creating an announcement, that's just something if you wanted to remind them of something, or if you wanted to post a link, a YouTube link, whatever it may be. This doesn't keep track of students' progress. So the question keeps track of what student completed what. The assignment does. The announcement does not. So that's for your sake. You just want to pick and choose what you want to do. So I'm just going to, the one that I most commonly use is the assignment. So I'm going to click on that one to get started. I'm going to type in whatever the title is. Right now we're doing a unit on Jackie Robinson. So I'm going to title it Promises to Keep Lesson 2. All right. Here you can write down instructions that are optional. Typically, I don't really use that. If you wanted to, you can set a date and time. All right. This essentially, it kind of puts it in their calendar for them to see when their project is due, and it will color code it in their calendar. I'll show you that in a little bit. Okay. I typically, I kind of just make it for the day after, so depending when I want them to get it done. All right. Now there are a few different options that you can use. Just like an email, you see this attachment here. This is if you want to attach a Word document, or if you want to attach some form of picture, whatever it may be. All right. This is going to allow you to access your Google Drive, in which this is the most common one that I use, so that way I can make a copy of the document for each student. You can use a YouTube video. It will stream the video right from the classroom to it, or if there's another external link you want them to use, you can use that. So for me, just show you what it looks like. So if you click the paperclip, it's gonna ask you to upload, select files from your computer. All right. Like I said, here's the drive. It's gonna get you into your Google Drive. Your YouTube link, it's going to allow you to search YouTube links right there, or if you know the URL, you can just copy and paste the URL right into the box there. Okay, and then lastly, just a link. This is simply just if you had copied, a link from up here and you paste it in, it would go in there, and that would give them direct access to that. All right. So what I find the most convenient for me, though, is accessing my Google Drive. All right, so what I can do then is, so for example, let me find, this is lesson 3 for Promises to Keep, although it's titled lesson 2, but we'll just change it to make it fit for this demonstration. Now here are your options. So students can view file, just like when we receive documents. This wouldn't allow anyone to do anything to it. They can just simply view it. So if you wanted to give instructions that kids have access to, this is a great option. Click the drop-down menu. Students can edit file. Now by giving that permission, what you're allowing them to do is you're allowing them to alter the document, but however many students you have in your classroom, all will have access to that, and it will be a live document. The most common one that I use is make a copy for each student. What this will do essentially is it will make a copy for each student, so everyone will have their name on it, but their title will become lesson 3 Promises to Keep. There'll be a dash and then their name. Okay, so that's the one I do. Once it's there, you're going to click assign, and then it's going to eventually load up right to your classroom. Okay, so now as you can see on your dashboard, it keeps track of who's done and who is not. Okay, so therefore it allows you to keep track of who handed in and who didn't. All right, to keep track of that, if you want to see who handed what in, you simply click the link and it will bring up your students all on the side here, so you can actually access their document easily by just clicking on their name. So that will be their document to see their progress if you know they're working on it. On the side here will tell you their status. Okay, not done or done. Since we have no one done, that's not an option for us. Okay, so Also, what I like about this in here is that if you wanted to, you could say a student did hand something in. So let me show you an example of something that I know students did hand in. So here's my example. Here are 17 students that are done. So now they're grouped by done and not done. Let's pretend that this student here, just because she's first, I take a look at her work and I determine that really I can give her feedback just like on a normal document, but maybe I determine that her work has to come back to her, but she already submitted that to me. Simply all I can do is I can click her name and I can click return. I can email her to give her some feedback, or the other thing, which is great, is I can add a grade. And this can be done at your point scale can be, you can make it out of anything. So for elementary teachers with our 4-point rubric score, we can make it out of 4. You can make it essentially anything that you want for whatever your type of assessment is. That's up to you. And then when you return it to them, they will receive an email and it will have all of your feedback and everything else. So that's one option. The other option is the question. Now a question could be whatever you choose to be. Let's do what is your favorite color, just for the sake of this demonstration. All right, again, no options. The due date is up to you. Now you can decide what type of answer do you want. Do you want a multiple choice? Do you want a short answer? Again, I've used this in the past for entrance and exit tickets. All right. So if you want to allow students to kind of collaborate a little bit more, you can turn this on and turn this off. Right now this would be on, this would be off, not allowing them to do it. Once they hand it in, you have to decide, can they edit after their answer? Yes or no? If it's yes, click it that way. No, this way. So no, this way. I let them kind of reply to each other depending on the assignment. So just keep track of that for yourself. And then once again, you can go ahead and ask that. Give it a second, and then it will come up. Again, it keeps track of everything, of who did and who did not do their work. So as soon as they submit their answer, it'll keep track of that for you. It's the best thing because it's a quick, simple look. The icons are right there. It even groups it for you. You're not hunting kids down for their papers. Everything's kind of right there for you. Then the other option is if you wanted to simply create an announcement, just a reminder. Say school is closed Monday. Okay, simply just post that. That will go out to all of them. They'll see it on the stream. It will be the top thing. All right. Now the other thing that's great about this is students that are linked to your Google Classroom will receive an email for every update that goes into the stream. So right now my students at 8 o'clock this morning on Saturday, they are receiving 3 emails in a few minutes. They're going to wonder why I'm asking what their favorite color is and things like that, but I'll have to deal with that on Wednesday. Alright, so for now I'm going to sign off on this video. So this was just to show you some of the basic options to upload to your Google Classroom. I'm going to make a second video to show on the student aspect what it would look like. Alright, thank you.